Okay, episode 2, Grants or Kings. Sam, can you tell us and everybody which school you came from, which school you're in, and what are the big challenges you find in this changed environment?
So originally I was in Hebrew Academy from when I was the age of 5 to last year.
Okay, what kind of school is Hebrew Academy?
Hebrew Academy, it's more of like a very socially inept school, so like they're socially...
Inept?
Oh, not inept, sorry, socially like involved.
Oh, okay.
Right?
The reverse of inept. Like
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, anyways.
And then like they're very social and everyone's always like dancing there, and like it's a very environmental school, and like everyone knows everyone, and it's like...
It's a happy community family school.
Yeah, and then...
of course it's an Orthodox...
Exactly, so it's
Jewish
like...
school.
Everyone's the same in a way, and everyone's like... So you could sort of connect with everyone.
Everybody has a shared value, shared life.
Yeah, exactly. So
it creates a community. People are friendly.
Everyone knows everything about everyone, and it's like,
right.
It's in touch basically.
Okay.
And then you have, I go to Centennial now, which is more of like a multicultural, multi-everything school. It's more organized in a way, and the education is better.
So from an academic perspective,
Centennial,
at least from like
definitely,
let's keep the Orthodox academic outside. Let's say the regular secular.
Centennial's definitely winning in that.
Okay.
Although
and that's what has that brought you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although
to kind of bring you up to speed in that. Okay.
Exactly.
But in terms of its social fabric, it's different because
it's definitely less social. People are less connected. And when you go there, you sort of feel like a vibe where it's not like the most social place. Although I'm trying to sort of change that.
It's not a social place because kids aren't chatting with each other in the yard, or
it's more like there's groups. Like if you're athletic, you stick with athletic people. You're smart, and like in Hebrew Academy, it's not like that because everyone's friends with everyone. And like you'll see if you go to Hebrew Academy, you'll see like the grade 7ers sitting with the grade 11ers at lunch, grade 8ers with like the grade 10ers, and like no one's really like in a group. In Centennial though, you have like grade 11ers with the grade 11ers, and like it's all grouped. So I'm always hanging out with the grade 11ers and the grade 9ers, 10ers.
You're trying to break that, break the barriers.
And like I find myself an athletic kid, and like I'm doing well in school, so I find that I'm like smart too. So instead of just hanging with both of them, I'm sort of like pulling them together.
Yeah. So you could have easily stuck with the cool kids in the athletic group and then just stayed in your own little clique and that's it. But you're deciding that you want to create a...
So like I'm constantly eating lunch with different people and like always making new friends so that...
What's the response like?
From the way that I approach them, it's like I approach them in a nice way. So like if I say something and they're mean, I'll just like kick it off, and like I won't react and like
say something mean towards you or about somebody else.
No, like if they say like I'm not in the mood to hang out or like I don't want to be friends, which it hasn't really happened, but I'm thinking if someone like rejects it, I'll be like, okay, you know what, whatever. And like I just don't take anything personal that anyone says there, because it doesn't really affect me, other than what the teachers say about like education. I take that into consideration, right? But
right, so you're focused on what your achievements, and then in terms of social life, you kind of roll with it and try your best to reach out to as many different groups and people as you can.
Regardless of if I make friends with them or not, it's not going to affect me in my overall life.
I see, because you have friends obviously from the academy, you're doing well academically, so it doesn't really change anything about you. It's just you're trying to reach out and create a better environment.
Exactly. So it's more like I'm doing it for my own well-being, and not really to make friends with them. More like to just make it easier for me. And I wish to do that for other people too.
What do you think the root cause of all these cliques are? Like, why is it like that? Why isn't Hebrew Academy people hanging out with each other?
I think it's first their religion is like different, and it's like people aren't from the same family, so you can't really connect. Like you have families who are less fortunate, right? And so like and then there's hard class people, and then there's like some parents are fighting, and then others aren't, so it's like harder for them to connect. But in Hebrew Academy, it's more like everyone's the same, and everyone's like more out there, less out there, and like more to the bubble of where they are, and like everyone knows their boundaries on like who they're talking to. They know what to say, and like in Centennial, you're constantly like I'm constantly with a new person, and like I see that people are like sort of talking about other people, and like they don't care what they say, because it's never going to go to the other person, because who in that group's going to tell them? Nobody. But in Hebrew Academy, everyone knows everyone, so you can't really say anything bad, and it's like it's easier because no one really talks bad about anyone, and it's like a family basically.
So because in Hebrew Academy it's a smaller school,
yeah,
and everybody has a shared religion, obviously,
exactly, so,
and everybody has a shared community, so you actually do feel you feel responsible for everybody else in the school, whereas when you're everybody comes from their own different family background,
so
different religious background, different social background, so they come to school, no one really cares enough for anybody else in the school, unless it's your little clique.
Exactly.
I see.
And like I notice when I go to this school, I see kids getting along. The second they leave, they like they split up automatically. Like you can see that no one's coming here and making friends and like
come over to my house later, or let's hang out and shop this afternoon or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, now in terms of like you being a Jewish kid in a school that's multicultural.
Yeah.
What does that do for you? And what do you find the challenges there? Because obviously, wearing a kippah, keeping kosher in Hebrew Academy is not a problem. It's part of life, right? But then when you come to a school like this, tell me about that.
I'm very caught. Like I don't really eat in school.
Okay.
I'm not really hungry, and like it's a shorter day, so I don't get as hungry, and like. But
like lunchtime or snack.
Oh yeah, so I go and then like kids are like, oh, do you want this? Do you want this? And I tell them I'm Jewish. I don't eat that. I'm religious, so I can't eat like that food. And they're like, oh, okay, like
people are respectful.
Yeah, people are understanding of it, but I think it's because of like who I am.
I see. And
like that everyone's friends with me, and like if I wasn't like such a kid like this, they would be like, oh, like.
So, you could see it happening to a kid being bullied because of that.
Yeah.
Because you happen to be a cool kid and you're confident.
Yeah.
Then people are respected.
Exactly.
That's interesting. So, like, it's almost like a confidence in who you are.
Yeah.
As a Jew, as a person.
Exactly.
And then you can, whatever, it doesn't matter, here's what I am, here's what I do.
And like, when I'm playing basketball, for instance, someone's like, oh, you're Jewish, you don't play basketball, right? And then, like, I beat them. Like, it happened. I was playing a kid during lunch, and they're like, oh, you don't really play basketball, like you're Jewish, or like they'll say like, oh, you can't shoot, whatever, and then I shoot and I score, and then like I'm always telling them continue talking, like I'm like encouraging them to talk, and their response is always like, there's nothing to talk about anymore.
But where does that come from? Why are they? Why would they assume because you're a Jewish Orthodox kid you can't play basketball?
I'm not sure.
No idea.
Maybe I don't know, but like. So I beat them usually, and then like once I beat them, I tell them continue talking. Like, why aren't you saying anything anymore? And they always say like, oh, because there's nothing else to talk about. I was like, okay, exactly. So
fantastic. We'll play next time again. I'll win you.
So it's like it's easier because of like what I do and like background of like who I am. Because like if I originally just went to Centennial and like didn't get the Hebrew Academy background, I wouldn't be like as outgoing or like as outside of the box. And like in Hebrew Academy,
I think also confidence, like confidence in your Judaism.
In Hebrew Academy, exactly, like it's inspiring to go there because you see like kids are athletic and they're always playing basketball, but they're also like everyone's wearing a kippah there, and like some Jewish schools when they play in games they don't wear a kippah, or like they won't like put their religion first. But in this, like if you drop your kippah, the ref wouldn't pause the game, but like you would stop during dribbling, like you would stop and get the kippah, and like it sort of shows that like we're the best team. We were the best team.
This is once again. This is when Hebrew Academy is playing with other schools even.
Yeah. So
what about now when you're playing in Centennial and that kind of situation happens?
I haven't played a game yet, so I'm not 100% sure.
Just like a backyard fun.
Oh yeah, like if I draw my keeper, I'll get it, and like
Anybody say anything?
No, because they know I'll score on them if they do. So it's like.
So you have that confidence with you.
Yeah, it's a part of like that. I'm so good. I want to be humble, but like,
right. Okay, so
I'm
what
so
would
good
you tell a
that
kid who's
someone
not?
talks.
What would you tell a kid who's not so good at basketball? Don't play.
No, I'll like if they talk trash, I'll tell them like you can't talk. I'm better than you.
Right, but what would you tell a kid who came? Let's say a kid who came to Centennial in the same situation but wasn't as good as basketball.
Oh, so I'll tell them to try. Like, I'm always playing with like kids who aren't good and like not trying at all on them and like sort of letting them score and stuff. And like I'm always giving kids the ball, so like I don't really want to like be with just one group or like I sort of want to like help other people because eventually because eventually like if they become like very popular then they'll say it's because of me. So
I see. So you said something interesting earlier, which is why I asked you to talk about this. So you're talking about the confidence you have in being the proud Jew, which essentially works for you, right? And how it comes from the fact that you spent a lot of time in Hebrew Academy before.
Yeah.
So it actually literally parallels the story of Yaakov in the Parsha this week. So Yaakov leaves home. He's running away from his brother Esav, and he has to go to his uncle Lavan, who's obviously the famous thief, liar, cheat. So what does he do to prepare himself for that? Because Yaakov is known as Ish Tam, the honest guy, the honest, straightforward guy. So how does he deal with being thrown into a world of deception? So what he does is he spends 14 years before studying, immersed in Torah.
Yeah.
And then when he's sleeping, the famous story, when he lies down on his traveling, he goes to sleep, takes all the rocks and puts them around his head.
Yeah.
They become one rock, and then he has a dream with the ladder, and the ladder symbolizes
the angels.
That's right, the angels going up and down. That's right, which is symbolic of prayer. And the reason why he puts the rocks around his head as opposed to the rest of his body is because what he's protecting is his mind and his connection to God, his prayer.
Yeah.
So before he goes into a world of Lavan where there's...
He sort of prepares.
Exactly. And he prepares himself by mentally, in his mental state, like the rock around his head. Like, this is who I am, I'm proud of who I am. And he spends 14 years hanging out with a guy who's a thief and being cheated one time after the other and never stoops to that guy's level. And always remains proud, honest. This is who I am. This is what I do, and that's just me.
So I'm like that. I just didn't have preparation before. Like, last year maybe.
You didn't realize that you even had it actually.
Yeah. So like maybe not even in the middle of the year. Maybe at the end of the year, going into exams.
Yeah.
My parents just took me out of school and like brought me here. I didn't want to go in, so my parents told me like you're just gonna go for a tour, and then I went in and they're like, oh, so you're here for the 2 classes, right? So I had to sit through 2 classes.
On your first day tryout, before you even went there. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, so like that put a bad mindset. So I couldn't really prepare for what I was doing because I never switched, and I was trying to think of like stuff in the past that I've done. I could sort of help me with this, but I didn't think of anything because I've never like switched up like that. But like now that I've done it, I don't regret it, but I would rather go back to Hebrew Academy.
Right.
Although the experience, like now I know next time if I switch, I'll know what it's like, and I'll be like, okay.
So you're getting life experience out of all this.
Yeah.
Right. Like you were saying earlier, you didn't have like the mental preparation. You didn't know you were preparing.
Yeah.
But the fact that you had that confidence from your earlier education is what helps you get some now in terms of your Judaism, keeping like your Judaism and your your kosher and all that.
So if I didn't have what I had in the past, then I wouldn't have been like striving and like academically and socially.
Right, you talked about earlier trying to break down the barriers. You wouldn't be engaged in any of that if you didn't have a background before.
Exactly.
Right. That's why I was listening to the story. That's why I matched it up with this thing.
This morning, my mom actually told me the exact same story.
No way.
Exactly, yeah.
Cool. So I talked about this morning, so I'll add something else. It actually works daily, right? Which is one of the reasons why prayer is the first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Right? The reason why prayer is the first thing in the morning is because you want to. There's obviously there's thanking God and connecting, but the big part of it is before you start your day and you get out there and engage with whatever garbage the world has to throw to you that day. You know, whatever.
Yeah, anything.
Whatever the day struggle is, exactly.
Yeah.
So you want to carve out some time in the morning. You focus. Who am I? I'm a Jew. I'm putting on my tefillin. I'm connected to God. Here's where I am. This is what I believe in. This is my faith. This is what I do. And then you can go into your day confident. And so it's like your miniature Hebrew Academy experience. 10 minutes every morning.
Exactly.
And power through the day. You know, I want to make I want to have a positive impact. Socially, I stick my grounds and confidently, and whatever someone tells me doesn't matter. This is what I believe.
Exactly.
This is what I do. And then that 10 minutes in the morning, that prayer, like the ladder of Jacob's ladder in the dream, which is all about prayer, is like the vitamin, the spiritual vitamin, the spiritual coffee to get you
ready for the day.
Exactly, ready for the day, which kind of exactly matches what you're talking about here.
Yeah. So it's like I have this day that I'm not excited for, but I'm gonna go in with a good attitude, and like this is like a push off to my day, so it's only making it better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it makes me feel good that like I'm doing something good.
Oh, absolutely.
Throughout the day. Yeah.
Anything you want to do to wrap up? It's been a wonderful episode. Love this one.